Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy, YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Coming at y'all with the last-minute fight prediction video. Kind of late, honestly, really late. The card's already started. It's the latest I've ever been, but one fight start. Well, first of all, I went on a run when I was supposed to drop this. Mom just kind of blindsided me a little bit. So I went on the run, good run, you know what I'm saying? Getting my stamina up, cardio up. So when I get back to wrestling, and then when I start training like MMA for real, like, I'm gonna be good. And then just tracking all that type of stuff. So getting that running in, 5K, 3 miles. But that's beside the point. No excuses. Just trying to put out the video. I know it's gonna get like maybe 5 views, maybe like over a certain time. I gotta be better about this, like dropping it earlier in the week. Even like Wednesday, I'm gonna just shoot for like trying to drop it Wednesday at this point, because I'll be trying to drop it Sunday, and then I don't drop it Sunday, and I just kind of, hold it off. So a lot of big fights tonight. Obviously we got, UFC 291. It's a banger card. I'm gonna definitely drop a review to it right after the card, just talking about it. And then Spence Crawford review. After that happens, the fight review, like what I think about it. I don't really be talking too much about boxing out here, but the big fights, I'll talk a little bit about. So stay tuned. I guess we could just go through some of my picks, I guess, because I got these wrong. Maverick pretty much just controlled her for every single round. I mean, it was either going to be Priscilla Cachoeira by knockout or Maverick probably by decision. And it was going that way. And then she got the submission. So shout out to her. She's controlling her most of the fight. Cachoeira fighting a little dirty, pulling out shirts and all that type of stuff. Her Maverick, like, talk about that a little bit. So shout out to her. Good victory. Got that one wrong. Next fight, Uros Medic versus Matthew Semelsberger. Really good fight. Really fun fight as long as it lasted. But yeah, man, it's just I think Semelsberger got a knockdown at some point in this fight. But Medic, he's just like that. I mean, I honestly thought he'd be a little smaller, just considering that he was a lightweight moving up to welterweight. But seeing him in the ring, it didn't really occur to me like at the weigh-ins when they were facing off. But seeing them in the ring, you could really tell the size difference. So shout out to Medic. Got that one wrong too. Jake Magic actually got this one right. I think he got the knockout in the second round. So this should update some. Darius Flowers, he's a game. He's a good opponent. He's a good fighter. Definitely got potential for the future, like for welterweight. He throws hard. He has some gamesmanship. I think if you give him a lighter opponent, he could definitely have a future in the UFC. But he ran into a big prospect, Jake Matthews. Just calm, professional. The big storyline about this fight was that Jake Matthews had that kick to the groin. I was pissed. I was like, because I had the finishing prop on underdog, over on finishes. And I was like, bro, is he going to have to knock this guy out twice or finish him twice? And it's hard to finish these guys at this level. Like, whether you think Darius Flowers is a bum or, like, whatever you think he is, it's hard to finish guys at this level. So I'm like, to replicate that. But, yeah, he clearly hit him in like, the liver area, body shot area, lower body. And it got called a groin strike. And I don't know if Utah, they don't have rules about, like, you can't have an instant review or something like this. But they just didn't call it. So the fight continued. He gets a reversal off a failed takedown from Darius Flowers, reverses it, and then able to get him mount and just finish the fight. Or not mount, sorry. He had some punches, and then he got the rear naked choke, if I can recall. So good performance by Jake Matthews. Shout out to him. I'll pick right there. And then, man, this is another banger fight. Every single fight has been delivering. All finishes. But, man, yeah, all the fights were just amazing. Claudio Ribeiro was getting cooked by Roman Kopylov. Picked Kopylov, obviously, by decision. Getting cooked. And then Ribeiro, at the end of the round, I think it was like the first round, he comes up with some big shots, nearly finishes Roman Kopylov. And then Kopylov stays in the fight, shows his toughness, shows his grit, survives to the second round. And then just picked back right where he was where he left off at the start of the first round. Just picking him apart, and then boom, hits him with a head kick, Leon Edwards style headshot, dead, pound for pound, #1. Now I know Roman Kopylov. I know he's nowhere near that, but that's the type of knockout where you can start calling some names. You can start calling for some shots. So, hey man, Kopylov. I don't know. I don't know who I necessarily want to see him against. I don't really know, to be honest. But give him a name, man. That's the type of performance to knock out a guy like Claudio Ribeiro, finish him like how he did in style. All I know is that Dana White's going to have a tough time, or whoever's deciding who gets the bonuses is going to have a tough time figuring out who to give it to. These are the first 1, 2, 3, 4 fights of the card. I'm trying to speed this because I'm trying to go watch CJ Vergara versus Vinicius Salvador. Not a fight I really want to miss. But, I mean, whatever happens, happens. But, yeah, for this fight. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to be hard to pick a bonus. But, yeah, next fight, we have CJ Vergara versus Vinicius Salvador. Yeah, for this fight, I mean, I'm going with Salvador. I like this fight with Shannon Ross. Obviously, that's not aging well, but he's a really tough guy. He stays in there. He could be a little showboaty, but he has really good striking, really big for the weight class. You can see it as he missed weight. Shout out to CJ Vergara for still taking the fight. Steven Thompson could take a lesson from that. Duck Pereira, even though. But which I completely understand. I know people are, defending him, but, I mean, Thompson, you're 40 years old. This is a fun fight. A fight that one of the only ranked fights that you can make where it's a good stylistic matchup for him. He wants a striker. This is a 15 ranked guy. It's gonna be a fun fight. The other two options, which are arguably harder options, I would say, are Ian Gary. You could argue maybe not. JDM. I think Pereira is a really good fight for him to take. So it's but I can understand it, the 3 weight, the 3 pounds and all that type of stuff, but I just would have taken it. But I'm going on a tangent. CJ Vergara, good wrestler. I think that's really the big issue. But if Salvador's been working anything on his game, he should be able to, clean that up. So I got him. He has big power for the weight. A lot of knockouts in the regional scene. So give me Salvador. It's definitely a dodgy pick, but some underdogs have been hitting today. So let's keep it going. Next fight, Trevor Giles versus Gabriel Bonfim. I think Trevor Giles is going to give Gabriel Bonfim a good test early on in the fight. I think he's not going to be just some pushover like the other guys. He might get taken down, but he's going to keep coming up, keep giving him a good challenge. But overall, at the end of the day, Gabriel Bonfim's pretty much better everywhere. I mean, I know Trevor Giles has been saying he has a better jab. I think Gabriel is probably better on the feet too. He has a better ground game. I think in the second round he gets a submission, but it will be tougher than people think. Next fight, main card, Kevin Holland versus Michael Chiesa. Or no, it's not main card. It's a opener. Or it might be the main card because we only have 11 fights. Kevin Holland versus Michael Chiesa. I have Michael Chiesa by decision. I think he out-grapples Kevin Holland. I think he puts him in dangerous positions. I was slightly hesitant about making this pick only because Kevin Holland had really good scrambles against Hamzat Chimaev. Really made him work for that submission. But, man, I mean, Michael Chiesa is really big for the division. I know it lists them as 6'1" and 6'3", but when they were looking at each other, it wasn't that big of a size difference. Kevin Holland's a little scrawny, a little stubborn on the ground, though, so he's going to be scrambling, but you can't do that for 5 rounds, So if Michael Chiesa can keep the pressure, not get cooked on the feet, somewhat just stay close there and make it a gritty fight, I think he can get the decision, make the fight go longer, use his veteranship, gamesmanship. No, that's not the right term for it. But just use his veteran expertise to get this fight where he wants it, and eventually win the decision. So give me Michael Chiesa by decision. Co-main event, I think. Bobby Green versus Tony Ferguson. I got Bobby Green knocking Tony Ferguson out in the first round. All this really comes down to is first of all, I really like Bobby Green. One of my favorite fighters in the UFC. Sucked to see him get knocked out by Drew Dober, even though I picked Drew Dober. But yeah, I mean, Tony Ferguson's just washed at this point. I think he does have a better chance than people are giving him, but I love Bobby Green, so I'm going to pick him by first round knockout. So it's a bit of a biased pick. I think Ferguson, I mean, if he lasts a little longer in the fight, maybe we could see something, and I mean, all the interviews I've been seeing from him, I've been watching a lot of media, just from everything going on, the UFC 291, and I mean, when he talks, you really believe what he's saying, all the stuff he's saying. When he says 5 fights in a title, it's not coming off like it's a joke. I really believe, he makes you believe what he's saying is true, But at the end of the day, we got to look at the reality. 5 losses, 5 dominant losses. He had some moments against Michael Chandler, but got his chin cracked in that one badly. Bobby Green's not the most powerful guy, but I think with his volume and his just skill, he's just going to be way better on the feet, way faster, way better with the boxing. He'll beat Tony Ferguson. He's going to knock him out in the first round. Next fight, we have Marcos Rogerio de Lima versus Derek Lewis. I got Marcos Rogerio de Lima by knockout in round 1. Derek Lewis, he lost all that weight. That's cool. That's cool and all. But when it gets difficult, Marco's gonna put his body on him, all that body weight. You know, 'cause I think Derek Lewis is gonna be a little smaller in this matchup. He's gonna put that body weight on him, all that blubber, use those long arms, just grapple him. You know, take him down, pound on him, ground and pound finish, first round. It's gonna be bad. Okay, Derek Lewis is not gonna know what to do. Okay, all that ab work and all that stuff, too little, too late. You know, now you're facing a number 15 guy. He's hungry. He's coming out for the win. Derek Lewis. I'm not gonna say he's gonna get exposed, but I think it's gonna look like Sergey Spivak when he fought Lewis in his last fight. So, give me Rogerio de Lima by ground and pound knockout in the first round. Next fight, Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. I got Jan Blachowicz. Similarly, pretty much just using the takedowns. I was thinking about the fight, like just simulating it in my mind, and a lot of scenarios had like Pereira winning just because like he's so good on the feet, you know. And I was watching the Jan Blachowicz fight and Adesanya fight earlier today, and I'm like, dang, like, you know, Adesanya's pretty small, you know what I mean? Like, because Pereira was bigger than Adesanya. So that could be something too, you know. When he gets in the ring, Alex Pereira's going to weigh 223 pounds. Probably going to be the bigger guy in there. But when they're on the ground, they're the same size, you know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to, I think. You know, Adesanya probably overall is the better MMA fighter. Probably has better takedown defense. So if Jan could take down Adesanya, she'll be able to take down Alex Pereira. That's really all it. I think it's a coin flip. You know, I saw Alex Pereira flip to a favorite. I don't mind that. You know, I could see both ways. You know, I think it should probably just be a pick 'em. I don't think it should be a favorite, but Pereira is so dangerous on the feet. All the accomplishments he's had in kickboxing. You know, you just don't want to stay on there for too long. So, but I could definitely see a scenario where he comes out guns blazing, just disregard for Jan Blachowicz takedowns and whoop, goes for the takedown, sits him down. Just does that for 3 rounds. Just good timing. And then main event, we have Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. I have Dustin Poirier getting the job done by decision, though. I think it's going to go a little longer. I think it's going to be more of a technical battle. I think Poirier is going to take Gaethje down 1, 2, 3 times in the fight. I think he's going to have a more wrestling game plan. Even though, I mean, Gaethje has good wrestling too, but we're going to see more wrestling from Poirier. He took him down in the first fight. I think he's going to try to do that in this fight. Less of a car crash. I see people are like, oh, it's going to be like greatest fight, greatest rematch, top 5 fight. I don't even think it's going to be in top 5s. You know, I think it's going to be a very measured rematch. A lot of the times when you see these, you see like a crazy first fight, the second fight's not as good. I don't want to be a pessimist, but I could just see it like going this way for this fight as well. You know, I think Poirier is just going to fight smart. Yeah, I mean, he's a more defensively sound fighter in this matchup. He's a winner. That's all it really comes down to. I mean, he fights like a winner, fights with a winning game plan. Could definitely see like Gaethje just kind of fighting wild, just not out of his element, because that's kind of how he kind of fights. And I think we're going to see a more reserved Poirier in this matchup. And I think that's going to be the key to win the fight. I mean, I heard Poirier, he said like, hey, like if we going to go there, we can go there. You know what I mean? But I think that's all talk. I think at the root of it, these guys want to be champions. This is their last chance. They're both pretty old. They can't do these car crash type of fights anymore. So I think it's all hype. It's all BS. You know, you're gonna get your good fights earlier on in the card. This fight's gonna be more measured. It's gonna be more tapered down. We're gonna see a fight. We're about to see a fight where 2 guys just want to go out there and actually get the win, contend for another title shot, possibly against Islam Makhachev. It'll be a fresh matchup. And that's all I really see. So I think it's going to be a calm fight. No car crash, all type of stuff they've been promoting. It's going to be a chill fight, bro. They're lying, bro. They're not. Come on, let's be so real. So, hey, I got the boy Dustin Poirier to get the dub. That's all I got for y'all. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace out, subscribe. You know what it is.